Okay, well, hi, Samuel. Really good to be speaking to you today. And just for those listening, why don't you just start just by saying how old you are and what you do at college?
Yeah, my name's Samuel. I'm 16 and I'm currently studying music, English language and English literature at college.
Is it going well?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, Samuel, so I wanted to get you on here just to ask a little bit about what's been going on for you over the last year. So this time last year, you just started to come to King's Community Church. So can you tell us a little bit about how did that come about?
Well, it kind of started, I was a very low point in life and I had something happen in an English lesson and my teacher thought it'd be good for me to sit next to this girl called Helen. And I wasn't particularly friends with her, but she really thought that it would do me good to sit next to her. So obviously socialise with the people you're sitting next to, and I got to know her, and she would not stop going on about her church and this whole God business, and I kind of just disregarded it as that's just who she was. And then like throughout the year, she'd talk about it, and I remember her talking about the carol service or the Christmas service that her church had. And I thought, yeah, that'd be interesting. And I forgot about it and didn't go. But then in the new year, I was kind of like, oh, it's that time of sort of setting goals. And I thought, yeah, I do need something to get my life together. So I could try this church thing and see what that's like. And she was like, yeah, sure, you should come along. It was really welcoming and saying that I should go along. And then I took the idea to go to KCC.
Oh, brilliant. So when was that about? At the start of the year?
Like start of 2020, so like first week of January.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I want to do this.
Okay. So you started coming along to KCC. So what then happened from there?
Well, I'd been to church services in my life, but not really like KCC. I'd been to more like traditional ones. But this was a lot more musical for me, and that kind of struck with me. And I came in and I was like, oh, this is cool. Just sang along because that felt like the right thing to do. And I'd listen to the guy who's talking and think, yeah, he seems knowledgeable. But I went on for like a couple of months and I just kind of sat there watching the services. And yeah, and then I guess it was in March. And I was at one service and I was worshipping. Well, I was just singing along at that point. And I just kind of was overwhelmed by the Holy Spirit in this kind of moment. And it just felt like I actually knew what I was singing about. And then I had this guy called Nif, who'd only met me once. He came over and he started praying for me. And everything, he was talking about healing in my life. And there were a lot of things that had been troubling me over the past few years or so before that. And it just felt like so much relief and peace in that moment. And it was a wonderful moment, but I'd been at church for like a couple of months and then it just suddenly, this thing hit me.
So was it like in that moment, would you say it just became real to you? Would you say that was the point where you first encountered God?
Yeah, I'd never experienced anything like it. And it was just, I really don't know how to explain it. It was just such an overwhelming feeling. I mean, I was in tears and it was the best feeling in the world, but it just felt like stuff came together and a lot seemed to make sense. And it was just a huge, overwhelming feeling of just healing and peace.
That's amazing. I think that was one of our last Sundays where we were.
I think it was the last Sunday before the lockdown.
Yeah, incredible. So, I mean, having spoken to you before, that would be the point where you say that you first encountered Jesus and started to follow him. So we then went into lockdown and you've continued to follow Jesus since then. So what's that been like? How has that been for you over the last, what is it, kind of 9 months?
I mean, the first lockdown worked out so well because I was suddenly just on fire for God and just like wanted to do all this. And I suddenly had all this free time because my GCSEs got cancelled. So I spent like, I was watching loads of online talks from loads of different like churches from across the world. And I downloaded the Bible app and I started talking to all these new Christian friends, and then we'd meet outside and we'd worship together and talk about life and Jesus, and it was a really nice sort of time where it just felt like God was like, yeah, don't worry about the rest of life, just have this time to sort of build your relationship with me. And it was really lovely to have all that free time to sort of delve into that. And then college came back, and it was a bit like trying to balance life again, and that sort of it hasn't been like smooth sailing, of course, but it's been really nice to experience like an actual relationship with God, and to understand that, and to see that even in the valleys we learn how important God is to cling to. And it's been life-changing and wonderful.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Samuel, for coming on and for sharing that. I find it incredible that a year ago you didn't know Jesus, you weren't following him, and just how he's revealed himself to you, and you're building that relationship now. And you were telling me just a bit earlier that really enjoying doing the bread journal at the moment, and you actually on the Bible app, you've read through the whole Bible throughout lockdown. Was it in 90 days?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was tough, but it felt like a huge achievement.
Wow. Well, keep building strong with him, and thanks again. Take care.